Have you ever been in trouble? Or should I say, good trouble? Jesus said something about this in one of his Beatitudes, the one about hunger and thirst. So let's join a conversation with our Good News team, Lynn Shemetek, Lauren Welch, and John Shemetek.
Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for what is right. They shall be satisfied. I'm going to start off with Lauren. They hunger and thirst for what is right.
Hunger and thirst for what is right is being driven, have a great desire to make right what is wrong around us, that passion to do anything that it takes to see something through. I think that's the hunger and thirst, that nothing will get in the way. There's no obstacles that can stop someone who hungers and thirsts for change, to make things more just, more peaceful, more in harmony with what God created us to be as the beloved community.
And what did you think, John?
I'm astounded at Lauren's answer because it's so perfect. When you think of hunger and being thirsty, this is one of those Beatitudes that people hear those first words of it and think about people that are actually physically hungry and thirsty. That's not what this is really about. This is about people that have this passion, this drive. Hunger and thirst are needs for survival. They have this need to help bring the world back into what the divine intention. We all are in union with one another, in communion with one another, in relationship to one another and with the divinity. So I think that this is what the hunger and thirst words sound very much like what they sound like to Lauren's ear. This is an intense feeling, to the point of being not just a feeling, but a need. Justice. I need truth. I need the world to be a different kind of place than what it is. The people that are hungry and thirsty, you might think are the ones that are social activists. Is that right or wrong?
They're zealots.
They are zealots.
Yes.
That could be a problem.
You're saying being a zealot could be a problem?
Yes. You are in great need to change. Sometimes I would like to have a little bit more balance. Someone that is hunger and thirst, you're right, that they are really in need of change. And I wonder if they have the ability to realize that the change they want may not be exactly for everyone.
Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for what is right. Can that be overwhelming for some people? I think so. Not all people are called to have that same kind of passion and drivenness to work for this kind of common good for all. The people that come to mind for me are the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who was willing to nonviolently start a movement that would bring some very good and great changes to our country for people who had been enslaved and then not counted even after slavery was abolished. We found other ways to oppress, and he brought that to everyone's attention. People like Dorothy Day in the Catholic worker movement spent their lives trying to bring forth the needs of people who were being oppressed. And I think that's what Jesus was doing in his time. He lived in a time of a lot of oppression from Rome. He was calling people to have that, not a military way of responding, but a nonviolent, just as passionate and meaningful, to make the changes that were needed at the time and that we need even to, it continues throughout history.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
I would say the second part of the Beatitude is another statement of hope, is a statement of hope that if you are the people that are really hungry and thirsty for justice, for societal change and individual change, to be kind to one another and so on, people that have that feeling of hunger and thirst and who will do something to satisfy that hunger and thirst will be satisfied. It takes us to do, not just to sympathize and empathize and say we're in solidarity with people suffering from some societal ill. It takes more than that. If you're hungry, find a way to satisfy that hunger. If you're hungry for righteousness or doing the right thing, what Jesus said in that beatitude is if people have that kind of hunger, they're going to bring about the creation that God intended. To me, it's a beautifully hopeful message. At times, I've probably not paid much attention to that. There have been times in my life where I haven't had the appetite for change or for trying to be an agent of change. But that's a message in this particular. Be a change agent and you will see change. You will be blessed. You will be happy. You will be healthy. You will be whole. This is what God intends.
I loved John Lewis's. He said that these people work for something that they may not see. You have to keep on going out and doing it day after day. John Lewis said people will go out looking for righteousness or the right way, something you keep on doing even if it doesn't happen in your lifetime. And I thought, that's very interesting. I don't know if you can feel that need for change or for good or for right that may not even happen now.
Mm-hmm. Lynn, you're right. That's the example that Jesus gave us. He certainly didn't see the change that he wanted to bring about. Neither did John Lewis. He saw changes, but he didn't see the change that he was working for. The other quote that I love from John Lewis, and you reminded me of it, Lynn, was he called us all to get into good trouble, to work every day and to do good, to get into good trouble. I really like that. I think that's what satisfies us. If we don't see the result of what we want in our lifetime, we probably grieve. I suspect Jesus grieved that what he wanted to bring forth did not happen in his time. I suspect John Lewis and Martin Luther King and all the people before grieved, but at the same time satisfied and knew that they had done what God had called them to do with all their heart and soul. That's all we can do, is work with all of our heart, all of our soul, to the best of our ability every day, and get into as much good trouble as John called us to do.
Yeah.
I've forgotten. I like that.
Yeah, I'm really grateful that you both brought up how it may not happen in our lifetime. If we see even incremental movement or have hope that we've planted some seeds that eventually will take root and make change, that is satisfying in itself. Dr. King also used this whole idea when he's talking about, compared himself in a way to Moses. He saw the promised land. He didn't enter that. He brought this people right to the brink of it. It wasn't meant for him to enter, but they did. They made progress. They're making the kingdom more and more into a reality. That's helpful. So let's all get hungry and thirsty.
Yes.
And get into good trouble.
And get into good trouble.
That's right.
Yeah. What are we going to invite our viewers and listeners to do?
I think we did.
Okay.
We did.
Great.
I think that there's certainly examples in the Bible of people that have done good things, and then examples of people that we know in our own lives or in history that have done great things. So we should all try to emulate them.
Thanks very much to you too. Thanks to everybody who's with us. We appreciate it. See you next time.
Bye.
Peace and blessings.
This episode on the Beatitudes has been brought to you by Listening for Clues. You can find us at our website, listeningforclues.com, on our YouTube channel, or on just about any audio podcast channel. Hope to see you soon.